So right now our web page is blank, so let's open up our editor and start creating some content. So I do have a default template here, and just to run through quickly, I've got the doc type specified there: opening HTML, closing HTML, head opening, head closing, body open, and body close. So I do have all of this as a default template, and then I've got my viewport here. So this is essential for mobile devices. I've got my Internet Explorer Edge to make it more compatible, and my UTF-8, so this is the character set that I'm going to be using. So let's start typing in some of our HTML code. So the first thing that I wanted to do is actually link out to a style sheet, because I'm going to be using a separate style sheet. So I've already created style.css. So we're going to be working off of two separate files within this course, and the first one is going to be index.html. So this is of course the starting point for any server when it just goes to the main domain. And here is where I'm going to be linking out to a style sheet. And the benefits of linking to a style sheet are the fact that you're able to keep the code, the CSS, as well as your HTML separate. And this really helps when you're building multi-page websites, especially because you can link out to that same style sheet and then access that same styling information. So essentially you have to write it one time and link out to it to as many pages as you want to utilize that style sheet. So some of the first steps that we're going to be using, so I'm going to quickly jump over to the style sheet, and I can start creating some. I can start off with body and indicate what I want my font family to use, which font family I want to use. And so for now, we're just going to be setting it as a default here, and we're going to be updating this within this course as well. So now that we've got our basic structure up and ready to go, let's start planning out what we want our website to look like. And this is where we use tools like Glyphy, because this gives us the ability to actually create a wireframe and give us a better idea of what we want to do and how we want to create it. So I'm just clearing that last one up, and there's a lot of really nice options here. So what I wanted to do within this course is to create a 2-column website. So essentially we're going to have our top area. So this is going to be a little bit boxy the way that I'm going to be designing it. So I'm going to make this the heading area, and then I'm going to have 2 columns. So on full view, because remember we're making a website that's going to be fully responsive, so we're going to actually have multiple different presentations of the same content. So it's going to be a 2-column website. So we're going to have something like this, and then maybe even like a footer down here at the bottom, and we'll keep that footer in line with the main content, so main 2-column area. So we'll have something like this when we start out, and then up here at the top you can have maybe a logo area. So I'm going to use the boxes again. So you could have an area here that would contain your logo, your header information. So I'm going to just type in logo. And then over on this side, this is where we can place our navigation menu. So I'm going to just create just another square there for that, so that we understand that this is the placeholder. So I think that this was actually a square, so let me get rid of that, and I'm going to do the rectangle. And then so this is going to be the contents of our navigation menu, and this is what it's going to look like on the full size. And so over here we're going to have our navigation nav. So we're going to have just some text here, some more text here, and then this is where our footer is going to go. So our footer, company contact information, copyright, and so on. So essentially this is what we want to make the website look like. then this is going to be on a desktop, and then when it shrinks down to a mobile size, we want to move this navigation menu in, maybe resize it, keep the company information on top, and then of course we want these ones to stack. We want text area, we're going to maybe text area 1 and text 2, so we want text 1 to take up full width, 2 to take up full width, but we want 2 to stack under text area 1. And this is essentially the way that we want it to move around when we resize the screen and be able to present it to our web visitors. So let's begin building out the HTML structure of our website, and then we're going to add in CSS to style it to make it look like and to get it to perform the way that we want it to perform when the user resizes their browser. So that's coming up in the next set of lessons.